Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. I am Pers, as always, and I'm here with Ofir Bibi, who is the VP of model training and all the smarty pants things over at Lightricks. I'm going to let Ofir introduce himself because that was a disaster. How's everybody doing today? Welcome and welcome, Ofir. We are super happy to have you today, and the community's been a buzz about LTX-2, and we want to get into. So yeah, welcome. Let's
Thank you.
have you introduce yourself and let the people know what you guys do over there.
Sure thing. So, hi, I'm Ofir. I'm the VP Research at Lightricks. Um, and at Lightricks, we've been doing a lot of things over the years, and I've been there for quite a while. But in the past couple of years, we've been doing LTX, our model, starting from LTX video, and now LTX2. So we have all the smarty pants basically working on training the model from scratch and then building all the application layers on top of it, all the stuff that you get on our API, as well as all the stuff that you're now getting in open source, all the nodes and Comfy and everything else.
That's so cool. How did you get into AI stuff? Like, what was your sort of path into this life?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it came from pretty early on when it was not popular and called machine learning. But no, but it started from very early on when I met a professor who was into machine learning, and he tried to convince a bunch of engineers that his algorithms will do better than their hand tuned stuff, and that just kind of rolled into the fact that I was super interested in neural computation, like the human brain and learning and stuff like that. But along the way, and a lot of the big names from neural networks came from neural computation, actually. And along the way, it was a lot about computation and getting CPUs to work faster and then GPUs to work together. And at some point, also studying humans learning is pretty hard.
Yeah.
And simulating these things is very interesting and efficient to learn from. So that kind of really got me into it and into neural networks before it was cool. And that was kind of it. And I've brought these types of things with me to Lightricks, which is a very scientific. All the founders are from AI labs when AI was more miniature agents or computer vision that was also about signal processing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and we've been trailblazing in machine learning and deep neural networks on mobile devices and on the back end and in generative before it was called Gen AI,
Mhm.
and all of that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like most of the people that I speak to on the stream came at AI through generative images and then in like an art sort of way. So it's always super interesting to talk to someone who came to machine learning through the actual like act of machine learning. I remember back in the day they would make machines like learn how to play Doom or learn how to play Super Mario or whatever. And I always thought that was super interesting. Like, how do you teach a computer how to play? Well, it's trial and error, or it's something else, or it's a million other things. So yeah, no, that's super interesting. I've always been interested in that, but I always felt like the math was a little scary, so I always stuck on the side of making art. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
um, one of the things that the community has figured out already is that this model LTX2 is well. Okay, let's just talk about how cool it is that you guys open source this model. The community could not be more thankful that they can actually play in this playground on their machines. So, just on behalf of the community, I'd like to say thank you for open sourcing this model. As we can,
Yeah.
as we spoke about this actually before the announcement, and we thought that it would be really good and a really cool thing if the community could like work with this model and massage it. And you guys agreed, and already like I don't know if you guys have been on Banadoko or anywhere else. I mean, not specifically Lightricks, but the community in general. We're about to show you guys a reel of what everyone's been up to, but let's just say someone got it working on a 6 gigs of VRAM. Someone got it working with audio to video modality. So you can, that someone is Kajai, by the way, master builder in our community. It built into his wrapper for LTX that you can drive the video with an audio file. So now you can just like take an image and an audio file and bring it to life. You know, that was possible with closed source tools back in the day, but it was never possible locally in like this type of method. So that's incredible. I'm just rambling now because I'm so excited. But yeah, the community has just really embraced this, and they've also been training like Laura's to push this model into new stylistic places that might not have been trained into the source data, which was always the plan. Because once the community starts training Laura's, all of a sudden your model explodes into this like, you know, bouquet of capabilities and possibilities. So yeah, like,
Yeah, exactly.
did you expect that so quickly, or did you think that that would be like a gradual thing, or like what, when you first thought about open sourcing this model, was it yeah, did you think it would explode, or did you think it would be like a gradual slow adoption?
Well, honestly, we're amazed. Like, it's not the first model that we've released. I think it's the first time that we knew that we had something special, because it was really the first model with audio that is really synced and really high quality, both in audio and in video.
Yeah.
And kind of before, when there were a bunch of other models and the quality was good, but it wasn't necessarily outstanding, then all sorts of other features that are built into the model and are really important to us and to creators, like controllability and flexibility, and the fact that you can, you know, it's not text to video and that's it. You can do audio to video, right?
Yeah.
From with
well,
if you
yeah, we
guys
didn't
know,
even talk about that. Text to video, it came out of the box with text to video, image to video, and then video to video with pose, depth, and line art, canny, like right out of the
yeah,
box. So already it had like 5 major modalities. And now people are
exactly.
sort of finding the all the little ways they can get in between the
Yeah, exactly. And it's all of this and the basic way of how it's built to be super flexible. So it's also built to be efficient and all of that. But once you had this, you know, special ingredient of high quality, new kind of an improved, but also this really new and exciting thing, which is audio and video and synced. And expressive, then this really kind of made people latch onto it, and the spike was huge. So, I mean, every time that we released a model, I think it was always, you know, I found a warm embrace from a lot of people and also some, you know, negative feedback, but it's rising through the trending models on Hugging Face because people give it their attention. But this time it's been on a rocket ship, just first place in Hugging Face after 2 days. It's been there since.
the size helps. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like a
I
lot
don't
of
think it's
people
tracked
are.
on. I don't think it's tracked on data. I don't think it's tracked
Yeah, no, it's tracked on download.
size.
So maybe all the people who tried to download and it didn't. Nah, I'm just kidding. But really, and the love, like the love on Reddit, and that's the thing you asked, like if we see it. So we see it and we're in there, and like if you're on Banadoko, then hi, I'm Dragonite. But and we also have, again, even Zeev, our CEO, is there. Kind of just today when Kijai found something that we actually found a day before but wanted to, like, or 2 days before but wanted to fix properly, then like all hell broke loose, finding that you can get even better quality with the distilled model. So everything is moving so fast that I'm actually finding it hard to do my actual job just being on Reddit and Discord all day long. So Yeah.
This is the problem I face every day because every new model that comes out, I just want to play with it for 3 weeks, but a new model comes
Yeah.
out 2 days later. So I don't have time to play with anything. I just have to rely on all the incredible things the community is doing, which is, it's great. And I get to play, obviously to make things, but then I feel like there's a backswing of stuff that gets developed for these models before the next one drops. So um, I'm I'm really excited about this model because while that does happen to other models, I feel like this one has like longevity and stability. Like I feel like I can actually go back to this model in 3 months, and there's going to be new developments and new stuff. That's because like a lot of models they come and go just because maybe they're not as like community tinkerable. Maybe they're not as open to like getting things running. Oh, that's actually another thing. One of our chatters here mentioned it's running great on Apple MPS. People got this working on Spark and MPS and MPX like 3 days after it came out, I think. Like well enough that it's actually a viable option to make videos on your Mac now. Like,
Oh yeah,
what?
no, completely. And also on AMD, we've had people run it
Yeah,
and report back to us.
I
And
love
again,
hearing
like,
that because I'm sick of people who don't have like, it's great to have an Nvidia card and be able to play, but it sucks when you're sort of just sitting outside the playground watching everyone get to play
yeah,
with all the cool toys. So I'm super excited that our Mac and AMD friends are able to actually play in this playground with us. It's so cool. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I want to show off this community reel. So we've been talking about all the cool stuff the community is doing. Actually, there's a whole other modality I didn't get to, which I saw on Banadoko today as well, which is multi keyframe. Have you seen that where you're setting keyframes at different points in the video and
yeah,
it's tweening to those keyframes, especially if the keyframes are of the same scene in different positions. The camera's
yeah.
moving from shot to shot. I can't believe it. But yeah, here let's go through this. So this is a collection of stuff I saw in Banadoko today. I put all of the authors at the top. So if you want to go check out their work, go look at their stuff on Banadoko. They're all amazing. You'll recognize some of the same names if you've been there. They're always playing with the new models, always making things work. We have audio to video here, a lot of that. We have a lot of style auras trained, and then a lot of audio to video with connections with style auras to push things into an actual stylistic place. I'm saying all this now so I don't have to talk over the video because I really want you guys to enjoy it. This is a multimodal model. A lot of these clips have audio. So yeah, just like enjoy it. Some of the audio is from before. Obviously, someone made the audio and sent it in, or took audio from something and sent it in. Some of it is actually generated by the model as it goes. So it's super crazy to be able to have both. So here we go, everybody. Please enjoy this community showcase of work from Banadoko and go follow all the people that made this cool stuff.
I'm only a dirt dog with a strong bike as my home. I never stop riding while my fuel is not all gone.
Just absolutely crazy.
Time is running out, Lady Seraphine.
The siege begins at dawn. We move with the storm.
World runs through me, lines on the pavement, melt into a stream. Everyone's moving, I hang in between, craving a moment, quiet and clean. Headphones in, volume low, let the murmur see. Billboards mouthing secrets that I don't get to keep. Messages unopened, stack like high-rise lights. Scrolling in a circle till morning feels like night.
Hello, everyone. Did you know that with LTX-2 you can basically train any low RA style?
So does that mean I can make my own South Park episode?
Well,
could have had it all.
Hello guys, I'm just here at my new cottage. I don't have much time right now, but I'll give you all a full tour in my next video.
Why did I eat so much?
I like to generate AI with both fingers up my nose.
Now I'm marching around with mustard and teeth. You were counting on me to stay tucked away, but I stood up too fast and now you'll relish the day. Yeah, hear that sound, it's the snap of your skin, and that's a problem for you that has only begun. Bad news for hot dogs. I woke up. Bad news for hot dogs. I woke up. Bad news for hot dogs. Sound the alarm. Bad news for turn.
That's Hades. Rosie's hellhound.
Welcome to Rosie's. What can I get for you today?
I'm only a dirt dog.
It's unbelievable, the creativity of this community, but also like that's only I only scrolled 2 days of stuff. Like there's still more stuff up in the one Jen's page on Banadoko. So yeah, if you want to see more stuff, go over there. There's also stuff I couldn't show on here that you might really like too, friends. So go check that out. Not because it's dirty, but because there was a bit of copyright infringement issues there. But yeah, you know, I think that just goes to show the power of the model, that it doesn't care. Like, I mean, like, not to say that it's good for making that stuff. It's just good to not have the restrictions that we have with the closed source models, because if you get anywhere near IP with most closed source models, they stop you. They just block you from working on it. So it's nice that like people can decide for themselves if they're how close they want to get to that and that kind of thing. So I'm always a proponent for putting the power in people's hands. So it's going to be amazing to see what kind of cultural mashups we get from this. It's like we've seen with Sora, like we've seen with Nano Banana Pro. Like when people have access to anything they want, they make the most crazy stuff.
Yeah, totally crazy. And again, like fan art at the end of the day is really also an important part of anything, like progress in the original thing as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can tell it all comes from a place of love. Like, yeah, I think, yeah, giving people just these tools for creativity is it just pays back unbelievably. See if anyone said anything. Yeah, we got 360-degree shots. I hope one day I can get LTX-2 to work. These videos are amazing. Another thing you can do if you have low VRAM, I've noticed there is an app called 1GP. If you go look that up, they're specialized in getting this stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Getting this
GP is
stuff
for GPU poor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you have less than 16 gigs or whatever, and you want to really try to push what's possible, try that. Also, like GGUF stuff in Comfy. If you go on Reddit and check posts of people getting it to work on low VRAM, you will find solutions. There are ways to get these models running on very low VRAM. The trade-off will be your patience. because it will take longer because the VRAM is the fast stuff. The system RAM is the slow stuff. So when you don't have enough VRAM, it has to push the model into your system RAM, which makes things take longer. So yeah, it's kind of confusing because people will be like, I have a 16 gig card and it's way faster than my friend's 12 gig card. Well, that's because the 12 gig card is offloading some of the model into system memory and then sending it back and forth as it generates. So yeah, that's just to clear up some confusion on why this may not run very fast on your machine. Just getting it to run is the magic, really.
Yeah,
but
but I
that
think
goes
like
across the board for ML.
yeah, it's across the board. I think the fun stuff about LTX is that it is efficient. So even on a slower machine, you'll be at the single digit minutes to generate 10 seconds of video or something like that, instead of, again, double digit minutes in the high double digits.
Yeah, some
But yeah.
some of those like images take that long on some of those machines, depending on your,
We generate video faster than a lot of image models. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's part of the fun. Deep compressed latents. That's
Well, yeah, actually, that leads me to another question. What percentage would you say of the model is doing the like the video, like image inference? How much is doing the audio, and how much is doing the sort of like temporal attention? Like, is there like a ratio in your head of like, or do all these things just sort of like convolve in a black box? Like we're sort of curious about the way it thinks.
yeah. So not entirely convolved, but because the original model, LTX video. So we started with a 2 billion parameter and then went to a 13 billion parameter. But because it was built from the ground up to be a video model, then time and space are pretty much kind of together. So there's just like I separate different patches in space, I also separate patches in time, but it all mixes up in the latent space and in the token sequence. It's not that a part of the model does temporal stuff and a part of the model does the textures. So it actually it does, but I think that is the part that is very mixed, and we always assume that, again, because it's diffusion, that at the beginning, it probably does more motion and general structure, and only later does it do details. And generally, it's true. But if you like try and edit, for instance, details, then you find that you sometimes have to edit them from very, very early stages. So it means that some of the finer details are already made up there. And sometimes you can affect motion that is pretty big. Like it's not just that, like my hand waving is in the first stages and this is in the late stages. No, like sometimes even my hand waving can be entirely changed in the later stages. And then when we came to also generate audio, what we did is we created a stream of audio alongside the stream of video. That, again, if we had 13 billion parameters for video, then we added 3 billion parameters for audio, which together makes 16. And then you say, wait, but it's 19, right? So the extra 3 billion is the cross attention between those two streams, which is a super interesting part of the model. But once you understand that there are, a couple billion parameters doing audio, a couple billion doing video, and then another couple that do this multimodal syncing and affecting each other, and even localization happens there, kind of like in our brain, right? And we've shown that in our technical report, where the attention mechanism actually, like if you clap, then for the audio, it has to be in a certain time. And when you clap, you don't want the sound to be here. You want it to be exactly when you touch.
Yeah.
The attention goes to the hands really to the hands. And if like there's general sounds, then the attention is everywhere. And if I'm speaking, then the attention is around my mouth. Even though it's just about creating the pixels, but still all the attention goes there because I'm speaking. So a lot of multimodal cross attention stuff going on.
You know, a fun modality would be to visualize the attention.
So
like
so
just
we-
to like highlight the things that it's looking at. That, like, just as a nerd, I would be super interested in seeing.
Yeah. So I can share a screen a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Wait, I'll try and find it outside the report, because then it would be better. But yeah, there it is. I'll download so it's not too much stuff. Okay, I'll share it.
Sorry, friends, just realized I went full screen. We were going to go full screen on the app.
Oh. Eric here is trying to take up all the space.
Yeah.
Entire screen. Which screen? This screen. Let's do this.
Should work.
So
Here we go.
yeah. So I hope everyone's.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the window in window.
No worries.
But what you see here is kind of, you see the waveform, right, of a car
that's cool.
going by. So you see where the attention is, and then again clapping, like I said, another great example. Or listen to this, right? He's speaking, so it's over here to this clapping, and then it goes to the hands. All these things. Like again, it's frames. These are frames, and this is the sound, and you can see kind of where the attention goes. And when this guy is not speaking, then the attention is on the guy speaking, right? And then the other guy is speaking, and then both of them are speaking. So this is really, really nice to see. Yeah.
So when people want to train audio, do they just add audio to the video clips while they're like in training, or is there like a separate way to train the audio and the video? Or like what would you recommend for people that want to get their audio into the model? Is that a thing yet?
No. So if you want to get your audio in terms of sound or voice or stuff like that, then you can train audio only. But there is a very big asterisk here. If you train just one of the streams, then you need to make sure that you allow the other stream to be, again, modified by it a little bit, and not just because you can technically train just the audio stream or just the video stream. But then think about the fact that, we have these two streams that also talk to each other, and if one of them is changing, then the sync between them, maybe gets messed up. So if you just train a little bit, it's probably going to work. But if you train more or a lot, then like a high learning rate or a lot of data, then it's the sync might get messed up. So you have to make sure that you allow modification at the very least in the cross attention between them if you do just one modality. The optimal way would be to get audio and video together. So if you're looking to put your voice, maybe also put your video talking if you have it. If you don't, then again, you can do it. Just make sure to balance it out.
No, that's interesting. I was just thinking, because like the way Sora does their avatar thing, it would be super interesting to be able to teach people how to make their own sort of like insertable character Laura, with their own voice. I don't know if that's even remotely possible yet, but it's definitely something that would be like pretty cool. Like I guess some sort of identity photocopy thing.
Yeah, no, it is. It totally is. So I think actually one of the people like Nebsh and Benedoko also put out such a Laura. And we're kind of working on a recipe for people to understand how they can do it. because again, it's possible in the trainer, but you need to understand like how much data do you need, what types of data, and so on. But I can pull up a couple of examples also of like an opera singer that was trained, or even our CEO that we trained at the beginning of time, saying very funny things about Comfy. So
oh, nice. Yeah, no, we'd love to see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's great.
I'll try and pull it up.
Nice.
But essentially, if you give someone, then the training process will get their appearance, their emotion, their voice, and kind of everything together. So if a character, and it can be a realistic character or not, if it has a certain motion, again, like if you're an artist, then you know that rigging a character and making this type of like very interesting motion that's not just normal walking, or if it's a creature, right, and not a person, they have a lot of character in how they move, not just in how they look. So all of that is learned, which is, I think, the magic of the video modality and not just image modality.
Yeah, it's probably learning things we don't even see, like body language and things like that. I've noticed that about Sora, that picks up things about my voice that I didn't even recognize. But also, it got that from saying 3 numbers, which I don't even understand how they do that. But that's a whole other conversation. Someone in the chat is wondering if you guys are going to be dropping like a series of Laura's like internally trained stuff or anything that you found any cool, like sort of stylistic or maybe like technical Laura's, like more camera stuff, anything like that.
So when we released, we dropped the camera Lauras, like 6 of them, but again, I think that people find the right type of stuff and what they need, like the hero shot from Edge and other types of camera controls. We will probably also release at some point the like freeform camera control, so that you can give the control itself. We also released, like you said, the in-context LoRa, the IC LoRas, which allow you controllability. So we released depth and pose and cami. But a lot of people also, like, it's basically all the nodes are there in our official repository, like Comfy UI -LTX video. And we have workflows that we've worked hard to make available, so that not because we think that people will take them, run them as is necessarily, but because they're a good starting point for everyone to use all the stuff that we have, including IC LoRa's, and we've tried to push the memory consumption down. But again, people will hit a wall and then solve it. So, for instance, the pose LoRa, it's basically using OpenPose because that's kind of the de facto standard. But if someone really cares about facial expressions, then they can easily use our trainer to train their own IC LoRa on something that has more control points for the face. Or if you want a whole, exactly. If you want a whole 3D body, including shape, then you can go to other 3D MMs and stuff like that instead of just a stick figure pose. So again, for different use cases and projects that we've done with clients as well, we've built these types of custom things for them. Some of these things might be also in our products, like LTX, the platform. Some of them might be in the API, but I think, again, part of the fun in an open model, and when it comes with all the tooling, with our trainer and with other trainers now building the capability.
AI Toolkit added it yesterday, I think.
Exactly. So you can build. You can build everything. Totally shout out. We've seen, and there are capabilities there, maybe for lower VRAM that we were adding to support more people. But maybe all kinds of algorithms that help it. We try to support all the capabilities. So it's both audio and video from day zero, but also IC LoRa, which is amazing. Because again, if you can think of a reference control, ingredients, reference controls, it could be, like I said, more expressive pose or camera controls even, or whatever you can imagine. You can just train it, and just like training a style LoRa, it's as simple, and you can get it takes a little bit more VRAM, but as simple. And you can get a new control modality for the model.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, the IC LoRa thing is huge because, like say I want to just train one on normals, I can figure out how to do that. And I have a new modality and you can just give to everybody. It's exciting also just to see like how many people are just doing this just to do it and drop it. And I think that's always going to be the power of this community, is just like, it's almost yeah, it feels like an old like I'm an old musician, and it feels like an old music scene, like it used to feel like in the 90s, where everyone was actually helping each other get ahead, and teaching each other and knowledge sharing. And yeah, it's so amazing to see everyone just come together and be like, hey, I did this cool thing and here's how I did it, not hey, I did this cool thing and I'll never tell you how I did it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun. Everybody's sharing, everybody's helping, and like we've seen it from day one. And again, the first 24 hours was a lot of technical stuff, right? And people could be just as easily as they could say, reset your computer, update your comfy. I saw people get into it, like say, okay, what's your setup? Did you try this? Did you try that? And really try to help everyone.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's not oh, too bad. It's well, what's wrong? What can I do? No, it's great. I've been in other chat rooms where it is well, you must be stupid then, and it's kind of like, oh, that's not cool. That's not a fun community. No, this has been great. One of my other questions is, did you have you guys come across any other emergent properties like audio to video that you haven't like released yet, or you think that the community might be able to build rather easily?
Yeah, so I mean, that's something that's been coming up a lot of times, and I think I needed to make up a story that we didn't release some stuff to see how long, and we've had bets on how long it will take people to find out they can actually do it and then build it. So it's not necessarily on purpose that we Easter eggs or hidden gems. It's not that, but we kind of wanted to build out the initial stack that everyone understands that it is not just text to video and image to video, but also the LoRa's and the IC LoRa's and all of that. And again, if you go to our workflows, then you see that there are more nodes around masking and guiding and stuff like that, and everything that basically TGI built, some of it again and some of it more customized to specific workflows. And he did an amazing job. And like if someone had a bet, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like 8 hours after release there will be audio to video workflow, which I think it was. But yeah, no, like I said, the model was built to be flexible from day one. One of the characteristics of the model is that you can do masking. You can say what stays and what needs to be generated, right, or denoised arbitrarily per pixel, like latent pixel, but still per frame, again, latent frame. And you can do it per modality as well, which means that if from the side you get the textual, right, the textual constraint of the prompt, then the constraints that you can give can be an image. They can be a sequence of images, aka videos, right? They can be audio, and they can be even parts of them, right? Because it can be first frame, last frame. It can be any keyframe in the middle, like you said at the beginning. You can You can do audio. Maybe you can give just the beginning of the audio and then tell it to extend the rest. In pixel space, where we actually have the spatial dimension, then you can also do inpainting and outpainting, and everything is open. So some things, because it's a lot of different tasks, that's part of the magic and secret sauce of how we train the model to do all these tasks and be very good in them. And I say very good and not excellent because we do know that we can push it towards a specific task to be much better at it.
Right.
And I think, again, that's part of the fun of having the model itself. Like if someone has a specific need, then they can train for that. And even that, in our trainer, we have one parameter that says if you train text to image or text to video and image to video, then what's the probability you'll do this or that? Right. So if it's half, then sometimes it's text, sometimes it's image. If it's 1, then it's just image to video. And if it's 0, it's just text to video. A lot of people, they also wrote it on Reddit. If you do just text to video, then text to video gets better, but image to video gets worse. So there's this trade-off, no free lunch kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we made a well-rounded model for everyone to be happy with and be able to see how flexible it is. But if then you find a use case that's just for you, then you can go and improve on that specific direction. And I think that once people get there and once they understand the basics, then we will also continue and release, kind of going back to the original question, we'll continue and release more components and more things like maybe LoRa's that make it really good at some task or stuff like that, so that people can use that after they've understood the basics, they can layer on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's been the recipe for success for all of the the models that stuck around a long time, was that the base was so strong that building out components remains good. Like there's to use a gaming term, there's replayability there because you're always going back to this really great umbrella or structure, and then you're building out from there, as opposed to having a little tiny island that does one specific thing and then there's nowhere to go. That makes a lot of sense. That's very cool. Another thing that I was thinking while you were talking about the masking and stuff is that this might be a really great way for local users to integrate SAM3 to mask things in and out of videos that they want to remove or change, or a thing you could literally say, take this car and make it blue, things like that. Outside the modality of a video editing model, you could probably actually push it to do exactly what you're asking, which is really great for heavy duty creatives and people who need it to look, exactly like it's supposed to look. This sort of composition based generation is super important when we've gotten past the point where these models are playgrounds and now they're actual professional tools. It's great to see this level of control for the type of user who needs it. And it's also great that you can also type in silly duck splashing in a pond and it makes you some awesome video of a silly duck splashing in a pond. That's really important too. It's really important that when people sit down to play with it, it's not this labyrinthine, obtuse supercomputer thing that you'll never understand. You can start with a fun YouTube brain rot if you want. It's great. It's amazing.
It is. And then you build on top of it, and that's how we see it, right? We see it as an engine. It's the term neural rendering has been around for a while because using neural networks to render pixels and stuff like that. But first of all, it's not just about the pixels. It's about much, much more about all the
intention of the pixels.
Yeah. But essentially, it's this engine that you need to control and you need to constrain and you need to explain to it what you want. But instead of giving it this shader that is super well defined, maybe stochastic still, but very well defined, you suddenly give it textual instructions, right? And a pose of the character that you want, or a reference video to take out the materials from. So all of that is super powerful, but I think that's the way to look at it. It can be like, right, even an engine like that is so smart. You can use it in the simplest way, but you can build mountains on top of it, as long as you kind of layer on and make that base the engine of your creation.
Yeah. So we should talk about someone asked if you could talk a little bit more about Lightricks, where you're based and what open source partners you're working with. Because our community is always interested in finding about like open source partnerships and other ways they can interact with the model, which would probably lead into us also talking about the event on January 30th. So I'll just let you talk about Lightricks and then we'll get into the event after that.
Yeah. So Lightricks is a company that has been around for a long while, 13 years in a second. And we are headquartered in Jerusalem, Israel, and we also have offices in London and New York and Chicago, and soon a lot of other fun places. And we started from day one from building tools for creatives, building image editing applications, more consumer facing stuff like if you know Facetune, then that is our first mobile application. But we've built a bunch of tools, went also from consumers to more like SMBs and businesses. And there was always a lot of deep tech behind the scenes to give these magical experiences to the users and the creatives who come, who are, again, on the spectrum from people who are just playing and want to get a nice image out of ducks in a pond, or professional photographers looking for quick edits, or anything kind of in between. And in the revolution of the fusion models and foundational generative models, not just a model that does a specific task, we've been looking also at the product layer, trying to build this foundation and rebuilding the applications in a way that uses all the power there. And out of that was born, LTX was born as well. Where we went, all into building this foundational layer of the foundational model and the API and everything kind of around it to try and give everyone what they want. We want to find the ways that this engine can be used for the creative process, wherever it may be, right? Because for some people, it might be VFX and more 3D pipelines that they can use this to augment it, or use it for shortcuts in certain scene building and stuff like that. It could be for previs, or people trying to create the final pixel in production. It can be for ideation, and it can be, again, for someone who just wants to create maybe fast videos that are cute, hopefully blow up on TikTok, or catch the eyes of people looking at the ad that they're building with it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, already you could sit there and make a bunch of stuff this afternoon that would be ready to go on TikTok. Just scrolling through the Banadoko channel itself, like a lot of that stuff's ready to go. It's crazy.
And in general, I think in this new venture of LTX, we are partnering and collaborating with a lot of people, both production houses and companies and stuff like that, but also with the open source community. Even before the release, we've worked with Comfy org and to build it into Comfy Core. And we've worked with, again, also NVIDIA on the open source release and on the quantizations. And we are very, very open to working with a lot of other organizations that support the ecosystem and the creative open source ecosystem, as well as working with the people themselves. And it's from people kind of just using the model. We are really happy to see people using it, loving it, and also giving feedback. Because if something works for them, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then we are happy to know about it. And I think that we see and we learn a lot from these interactions. We also try to work and support people who build the extra layers on top of it, train LoRa's and build new capabilities. And then at the edge of it are people who maybe build really deeper tech solutions, more like new nodes, new capabilities, maybe even researchers in academia. To that end, we also have a new grant program for academia to do research on top of LTX. And we will also have a lot of activities for developers and awards like bounties to people who actually develop stuff. And we, again, want to keep it all open source, that the entire community will enjoy it as well as much as we do. Right?
No, that's cool. Yeah. And like, also we should mention there's an event in New York City at Zero Space on the 30th of January. If you're in New York, come on by. I'll be there. Lightricks will be there. A whole bunch of people will be there. We'll all be nerding out about Comfy and, AI in general. So, please come on down. Come on down. I'll drop an event link in the Discord later tonight. They were going to send it to me earlier. So if you guys want to come down, you're in New York, please come down. There's nothing like sitting in a room with a bunch of nerds who are into the exact same thing you are. It's even if you're feeling like, you don't like going out, you don't like meeting people, trust me, none of us do. But once we're in the room together sharing our dork, you're going to love it. Just come and just talk to anyone about anything. These events are they're amazing for just making connections with other people who are passionate about machine learning, passionate about AI, passionate about building software, passionate about all the things you're probably passionate about. So I always recommend, if you can, try to hit up these events.
Yeah, I think like every event I've been to, it's amazing. It's really meeting other people who just want to create and think about these things the same way that you do, in terms of like high level, but everyone brings their own, intuition, their own creativity. It's really a lot of fun.
And their own like decades of experience of whatever nerd stuff they were into this as well. That's another really cool thing.
It's just you and me, because we're
maybe it's just us old guys. Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, like, that's the other thing. The way some people come at this stuff because of the sort of the stuff they were exposed to as they were learning, it's super interesting to see all these different perspectives on something that you feel like you totally understand, and someone will just break your brain with a comment. So yeah, it's great to, and it's always great to be in a room with a bunch of people that are smarter than you. It's always interesting. It's always interesting.
It's a lot of fun. Like I've been seeing some questions in the chat, like so one of the questions was if we will support higher bits per pixel. I think it was 10 bits. So yeah, actually that is one of the requirements or requests that keep on coming from professionals.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So we are working on it. We'll have, I'm not committing if it's 10, 12 or 16 bit, but we will have high definition for that, it is like the model is available on Weavy and other places that I've seen people ask. We have a lot of great partners who also serve the model or use like a proxy to our API, like FAL and Weavy and replicate, and like if you just want to run it, you can find it there as well as on our API. It's all pretty easy and also very cost effective because again, like it's a super balanced model in terms of quality, speed, and efficiency. So also cost, right? It's really a lot of fun.
That's one thing we're noticing with the cloud is people are really using it because it's fast. Like there's not only just the immediate gratification of pulling the slot machine, getting your result, which is great, but the fact that you can iterate quickly and make decisions and see your results fast, that's always a real big boon to creativity. I talk about it a lot, but failing fast is one of the it's one of the like
So,
the pillars of getting better at creating. And this is one of those models where you can you can fail really quick. That's a good thing. That's absolutely a good thing, you know.
no, it is. It is. And it is. And if you want to reduce the rate of failure, then just prompt really well. Like
Yeah.
the model, look, it's a blessing and a curse. Again, these trade-offs are there. The model understands your prompting really well if you prompt it correctly, which is, yes, a long prompt, very informative and everything. And even more so if it's text to video, maybe a bit less so if it's image to video, because the image also gives information. But if you don't like writing, use either the enhancer we tried building on top of the same Gemma that's already loaded, so VRAM is not exploded completely, or again, use your favorite LLM. But it's pretty easy to enhance a prompt if you get to a prompt that's well structured, that has all the components in it. Then I think that is one of the bigger leaps also between like LTX video and LTX-2. LTX video was it was a slot machine more like it, and here like if you prompt it, then it does what you ask it to, as long as it's
Yeah, I should actually
within range.
Yeah, I should clarify. I didn't mean slot machine in the slop method. I just meant in the like even just getting to a result with an AI model. Like it takes a few runs. So the act of being able to iterate on a prompt, change one word, run it again, change one word, run it again. That really like that type of iteration is super important. And that's the other thing now with these new models. I don't prompt that much anymore. I usually let an LLM handle most of it. So, like I have an idea of where I'm going. Sometimes I'll build a style guide for a world that I'm building, but then I'll have the LLM actually do the prompting because, yeah, there's a certain like eloquence that I don't always want to be typing out these like 500, 600 word prompts, but LLMs are fantastic at taking a base structure or an idea, a concept, and then extrapolating that into a really good prompt. So yeah, I recommend everyone, if you struggle with prompting, like if you're getting tired of typing long prompts or you don't know exactly what you want, spend some time with an LLM and build out some prompts to test, and then just run those prompts and see what they look like, and then start noodling on the prompts. Like don't worry about it. It's not you. It's not your prompting style. It's probably just either the way it's being said, the way the information is being put across, and sometimes the stuff doesn't even exist in the model, so it doesn't know what you're asking for. So like that's a whole other side of it. That's why we have LoRa training. That's why we have all this other stuff. You can just expand it to be whatever world you want it to be. So yeah, there's no excuses anymore. Everybody go make a movie right now.
Right now. You don't need to pitch it to anyone but yourselves.
Yeah, you can just put it right on YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah.
If it's funny, I'll watch it. I don't care. Good art's good art. Well, thanks so much. I think we should wrap it up, but that's been amazing talking to you, Ofir, and getting some insight on this model. And the community loves it, and we can't wait to see what everyone does with it. And yeah, people, go check out Benedoko. Go check out everybody's work. Go follow all those artists that are working in Benedoko, because they're going to be all the future artists in the next 5-10 years that you're going to see everywhere. Yeah, friends, if you're late to the stream, don't sweat it. This will be on forever. You can go back and watch and read about it and all that stuff. Read the transcript, all that, and we'll cut some shorts and all that stuff. So it'll be a fun little video that you can come back to, and hopefully we'll have you back again really soon. Ofir, this has been very fun.
Oh yeah, it has been, and totally fun seeing all the community writing and everything. And go use the model. Check out the GitHubs and Hugging Faces. A lot of stuff being linked, and build something yourselves. It's super fun.
Yeah, go make a movie.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Bye bye, everybody. Thanks, Ofir.
Bye.